Now, this is why I say we may have to wait on some things to be revealed. Spoilers for Elbaf. However, in chapter 1179, we get to see a face of Emu. I have said in multiple videos now that I do think this is their hybrid state. But what is so weird about what we're seeing here is that at the very bottom of their body, as they are standing on the spire of Or's castle, we see a ribbon that has several skulls around it. Now, I don't really know what the skulls mean, but I want to turn your attention to the ribbon. The ribbon seems to end in a devil tail point. Why is this so interesting? This is just Gunko's ability. The arrow fruit generates arrows with the consistency of cloth that have a variety of properties. And the first real obvious possession of a character is with Gunko during the Elbaf arc. We see another with Saturn in the Elbaf flashback, so that's technically the first chronologically, but the Gunko one is more interesting because is that why Gunko is so close to Emu? Because she was given a power so similar to their own? It's very odd because we know this arrow claw thing changes shape, presumably like the arrow fruit, and can become dense enough and or imbued with Haki to the point of stabbing a Logia like Sabo, because this tail thing comes out when Emu has their confrontation with Sabo alongside the 5 elders. So it's very odd as to what this actually is, because in this presumed hybrid state, it just seems to be a weird ethereal cloth, but perhaps in the full demon state, it is actually a tail. However, oddly, the demon depicted in the mural doesn't seem to have a tail, but Gunko, when possessed by Emu, does have a tail. So it's quite odd how it's being represented here in the presumed hybrid state, because we haven't really seen anything like this happen. When a Zoan transforms into their hybrid state, you usually don't get detached parts, or parts don't take on a totally other different form. So this is very, very odd. Now, what does this mean for the future? Is this yet another weapon that Emu just has at their disposal to attack with? I'm not really sure. It's a very perplexing thing. So perplexing, in fact, that I'm even surprised that Gunko has a fruit that replicates the abilities of Emu. I'm not surprised that Emu can do this, because Emu has been a cornucopia of a bunch of different abilities that we've seen throughout the series, but it's just weird to have such a quick turnaround to see someone with a similar ability to Emu be their main ability, only for Emu to be revealed to have that ability in their moveset just because. Because I was under the impression at the start that this was just a part of their biology, which it still might be based on how they affect others, but it's just kind of weird that it's like this right now as Emu is in their hybrid state. Though we don't know if this is attached to them in any way, but based on the depiction here, it seems like we have a start and an end to said cloth. So the whole depiction here is very odd, but it's also very fascinating. With that being said, if you are liking the video so far, hit the like button. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, followed by that bell so you never miss a video. In addition, if you could, hit the hype button, because it really does help. With that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede. What's